Hello everyone, my name's Radio Mike, this is The Inside of My Mind, and today I want to talk about Doom Eternal. I have just finished playing this game, and wow, I have so much to say about it. It is such a good game. I've been so impressed by it the whole way through, and yeah, I really am keen to do a review of it right here. First, before I get into the video, I just wanted to ask you all to please subscribe to my channel. I do all kinds of videos reviewing all different pop culture artifacts, like games, TV, movies, music, and anything you want to see. I also post clips from my podcast, which is a comedy podcast, and yeah, I really love for you to subscribe. Most people who watch my videos are not subscribed. That sucks, so it would be awesome for you to click that subscribe button, thumbs up this video, and all of those things that YouTubers tell their viewers to do. But without further ado, let's talk about Doom Eternal. So getting into this at first, I want to stress that I am not a first-person shooter guy at all. I have never played a Doom game, I've never played a Quake game, I've never played a Wolfenstein game. I don't even know if Wolfenstein is a game or a first-person shooter, but I've never played it nonetheless. And the last first-person shooter game that I actually remember playing was Resistance 2 on PlayStation 3, which must have been 8 to 10 years ago. It's an Insomniac game, and I really enjoyed that. But I've just never been a massive fan of the FPS genre, I guess. I've always sort of strayed more towards platformers and RPGs, and not that I have anything against shooters, they've just never been that interesting to me. They all seem very similar. However, I should just preface this all by saying that after playing Doom Eternal, I would say that it has to be up there as one of my favorite games of all time. This is possibly one of the best it's definitely the best game I've played this decade. It is also probably one of the best games I've played in the past 5 years. Up there with Insomniac Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn. This is such a good game, and there are so many things about it that are good. That being said, there are no perfect games, and I have always said to myself, there is never a perfect game. There will always be issues with every single game you play. It is impossible to make a perfect game, and there are a couple little things about this game that I didn't particularly enjoy, but overall, as an experience, this game was phenomenal, and I absolutely loved it. So story-wise, it wasn't really that interesting, and I don't think many people are necessarily playing Doom games for the story. I think it's just more about the gameplay, and I love the stylization of this game, the aggressive gore and violence, and it's almost excessively violent, and I think that that's sort of part of the image of Doom and the image that Doom has created for itself over the years since its inception. Doom is this gory, violent game about a guy, a Doom Slayer, killing and murdering these demons and, killing them in the most gruesome ways with the most epic weapons. It is really like this testament and this journey through hell, literally, that is so much fun to play. Mechanically and functionally speaking, this game excels in every way. However, there are a lot of elements. So you've basically got a bunch of weapons. All of the weapons run out of ammo, and to gain ammo, you can use a chainsaw to kill generally fodder, like smaller demons that spit out a bunch of ammo, and that replenishes that. You also have a health bar. When the health bar reduces, you eventually die. You can put armor over your body by using a flamethrower on demons to make them drop armor. And it's sort of always this balance of killing demons, flaming them for armor, chainsawing them for ammo, and continually replenishing your stock of the game's resources that it gives to you. And as you continue the game, you unlock more weapons, you unlock mods for the weapons, you unlock different throwing items such as a frag grenade or an ice grenade, and each mod for each weapon has a different effect, and you can upgrade the mod in different levels as well to get the ultimate version of that mod. There is a lot going on here, and I will say that starting out in this game is really difficult. It's really tricky if you've never played one of these games before. For me, I found it very confusing. I'd constantly forget what I had, how to use it, what item was mapped to what button. Really confusing for me at the start. However, as I continued to play the game and get used to its mechanics and find my way around the DualShock, I played this on PS4, by the way, I started feeling much more comfortable with knowing where everything was mapped and knowing what to do and knowing how to approach different situations. As you continue playing, there are more demons introduced that all have particular weaknesses and different weak points on their bodies, or certain weapons or things that you can use that helps destroy them quicker. You also have a blood punch, which is a very strong melee attack that some enemies have. They're weak to a blood punch. Like, the blood punch destroys their armor and makes them a lot weaker. So you're always trying to toss up how to approach each situation, what to use on what demon, what mods should I be taking into this, when should I throw a grenade. It's really, really engaging, and the battle system is so streamlined. Like, I just felt like you constantly felt like you had to be in motion, and the game really pushes this idea of moving. Always be moving or you'll die. If you stay still, you'll die very quickly. You always need to be dodging and dashing away and jumping and moving around the arena you're in to avoid attacks and find an opening to kill one of the enemies and get some ammo, get some health, get some armor, keep building yourself up and moving forward. It's very fast paced, and I will say it is incredibly hard. This is one of the hardest games I've ever played, but it is not unfairly hard, and I actually enjoyed the difficulty. I guess not being a veteran first-person shooter, I found this really, really difficult. I would die a lot. I would struggle with a lot of the battles, and a lot of the enemy demons, like the heavier demons that they introduce to you, I would really, really struggle with. But as I got the hang of the game, I did feel like my strategies were tightening. I was finishing battles quicker. I wasn't dying as much. I was able to make more informed decisions about what I needed to do and where I wanted to go. However, it is really hard. This game is so hard, but every time I died, it just made me motivated to continue streamlining my strategy, to continue trying to do better, to continue. It's an addictive game. You die, you want to go straight back in. Everything about the experience is so fast-paced and quick that you just want to dive straight back in, readjust your strategy, and do it again and win this time. Traversing around the world is really fun. You have a lot of different power-ups. You've got a double jump, you can do 2 dashes in the air, and there is a lot of platforming in this game for a first-person shooter. There are a lot of puzzles in the overworld between battles that you have to solve, often by doing platforming or shooting switches or finding hidden objects that help activate doors or whatever it is. I didn't mind these. I actually thought the platforming controls were really, really tight, and I would be happy to see more first-person shooter games implement a style like this. However, there were some times where I just felt like the map wasn't clear enough, and you didn't necessarily know what you had to do. Maybe that's just me being shit at games, because I did a review of the game Luigi's Mansion 3 and I had a similar criticism where I just sometimes could not figure out what to do. And I guess that's more a reflection of me than anything else. But overall, it was really, really, really fun. Like, I enjoyed the puzzle solving and I enjoyed the combat. Obviously, the combat is the main thing, but the getting around the worlds was really fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed that experience. Toward the end, it brings in some water sections where you have to swim through water, and I think any game should think very, very carefully before adding a water level to their game. I think most games do water mechanics bad. I just think it is not that fun to swim in games. There, I said it. A lot of games just don't do water well, and it's boring to swim and it's hard to control, and I just don't like it. And this was no different. I didn't really like any of the water sections in Doom Eternal. I did think the upgrade system was really intuitive. You'd get weapon points to help upgrade your weapons. You'd get suit points to help upgrade your suit. And you'd get, upgrades to your flamethrower and different things that help increase your health and your maximum armor and your maximum ammo intake. So all of this stuff, everything feels really interconnected. It feels like everything you do has a means to an end, and everything you do is helping you progress, not just in the weapon you've chosen, but in other aspects of the game that therefore makes the battle system a lot stronger mechanically. It makes it feel like you're always incrementally upgrading yourself. There's little challenge missions in each stage of the game that you can try and complete, but it is totally optional. There's also a lot of secrets hidden around the map which you can search for and hunt around for. Again, totally optional, and I really like that. There's just a few extra things you can go for, like if you want to try and get all the PlayStation trophies or whatever, that's all there for you as post-game. And then yeah, there's a lot of just extra content if you want to sort of take your time and stray away from the main campaign. I was also incredibly impressed by the way this game seemed to be optimized for my PS4. I have an original PS4, not a PS4 Pro, and I found that a lot of newer games, such as Star Wars The Fallen Jedi Order, or whatever that game was called, that game experienced severe frame drops on my OG PS4, whereas this game ran so well. It ran perfectly. No frame drops, no skipping, just totally playable, no noticeable downgrades to the game based on my original PS4. And I was really, really happy with that. It looks amazing. And my final point, of course, the soundtrack to this game. This metal, like electronic metal infusion of music that so aptly and adequately represents what you are doing. Walking and running through hell, killing demons, while this aggressive metal music with these electronic sci-fi infused twangs to it play. It is unbelievable. And I've got to say that I was blown away by Doom Eternal. It totally exceeded all of my expectations. It's reinvigorated my love of first-person shooters. Well, it can't reinvigorate it because I never really had a love for them, but it's I guess just invigorated my love for first-person shooters. It was incredible, and I think everybody should play this game. It is so good. So good. So what did you think of Doom Eternal? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you indifferent to it? Did it blow you away like me? I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments below. Like this video. Again, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm trying to do at least 2 a week. I do a whole bunch of different stuff, so check out my channel. I'd really appreciate that. As well as subscribing, you can also support me by checking out some of the other stuff I do, including 2 podcasts. One is called 20th Century Boy. It's sort of like a day-to-day or a week-by-week look at my life as a guy in his mid-20s, working as a podcast and radio producer here in Melbourne, Australia, and just the many different things that come up in my life as a millennial, living by himself and trying to get by in this big bad world. Also, I've just launched a new podcast which is called Popped, a pop culture podcast that I do with one of my best friends. We just do in-depth looks at all the stuff we've been playing, listening to, watching in the week that was of the episode. There's 5 episodes out already for you to binge while you're in isolation, so definitely check that out. Finally, my band, Release the Sounds. We are a comedy punk band. I would love for you to check out our music on Spotify or check out some of the music videos here on YouTube. Our first song is about a guy who falls in love with a puppet. The music video's on the screen now. So go and take a listen to our music and yeah, like and subscribe. Do all that stuff. I'd love that. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name's been Radio Mike. This has been The Inside of My Mind. Catch you later. Have a great day.
I hold you close the moment last I touch your skin, but I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed you were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time, you were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time.